Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Lunalight deck profile. So last time, Lunalights were really interesting because Azathoth was a thing, and now it's not. So we're going to be redoing this deck where it's more lean towards the fusions and less towards making Azathoth and OTKing our opponent with Lunalight, Leo Dancer. We're still focused on OTKing our opponent with Leo Dancer, but now it's more Leo Dancer. So anyways guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this video down in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can become part of notifications squad, and let's get straight on into this and see what I'm playing. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Lunalight Tiger. We're only going to be playing a couple of Pendulum monsters in this deck, 5 to be precise. We're not going to be Pendulum summoning that much in this deck. We're going to be mainly using their effects in the Pendulum zone. But their effects is that once per turn you can target a Lunalight monster in your grave and special summon it, but it cannot attack, and its effects are negated, also destroyed during end phase, but that's okay, we're just using it for the fusion materials as well. And if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can target one Lunalight monster in your grave and special summon it. Then we play Double Wolf. I only play Double Wolf because I just don't feel like it's needed at any more than 2. Basically, it inflicts piercing damage. It lets all your Lunalights inflict piercing damage when it's in the monster zone. When it's in the Pendulum zone, it cannot Pendulum summon monsters except Lunalights, and then it also has the Miracle Fusion effect that you can use Lunalight monsters in your graveyard to fusion summon Lunalight extra deck monsters, which can be really helpful as well. Then we play Double Yellow Marten. Yellow Marten is pretty good actually. Like Yellow Marten and Emerald Bird are 2 really good additions to the deck that came out in Legendary Duelist 4. But if this card is in your hand or grave, you can target a Lunalight monster you control except another copy of itself. Return it to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add a Lunalight spell or trap card from your deck to the hand, which can be really helpful to be able to add Lunalight Fusion or Lunalight Serenade Dance, which can really help out a lot. Usually you want Serenade Dance in the grave though. Then I play Double Emerald Bird. Double Emerald Bird and Double Marten is kind of the ideal for this deck. If it's normal or special summon, you can send a Lunalight card from your hand to the grave, and if you do, draw another card, so it can help you out with sending like stuff that you don't need in your hand to the grave, just to get additional plays off. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one other level 4 or lower level Lunalight monster that is banished or in your grave except another copy of itself, and special summon it in defense position, but its effects are negated, which is not that big of a deal because we're going to use all their effects. We're not going to need all their effects all the time anyways. Then we play 3 copies of Kaleido-Chick. Kaleido-Chick is so good. Basically, it's Elemental Hero Prisma for Lunalights. You get to send a Lunalight monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and this card's name becomes that monster's while on the field. And if it's used for a fusion summon, it's sent to the graveyard, you can target one Polymerization in your grave and add it right back to your hand, which is really, really cool. And then once per turn, if this card is banished, you can activate this effect. This turn, your opponent cannot cards and effects cannot be activated during the battle phase, so it protects your Lunalight monsters during the battle phase. Kaleido-Chick is probably the best one out of them all, to be honest with you, just getting that extra ability. Double Black Sheep. Black Sheep, basically you discard it to add you can activate one of these effects. You either get to add a Lunalight monster in your graveyard to your hand or add a Polymerization from your deck to your hand, and if it's sent to the graveyard as fusion material, you can add one face-up Lunalight Pendulum monster from your extra deck, or one Lunalight monster from your graveyard to your hand. I play 1 Crimson Fox. Crimson Fox is pretty good in the deck. I don't use it that much. It's just a one-of, to be honest with you. If it's into the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls and change its attack to 0, which can really help out with Leo Dancer when it comes in clutch. And then when a card or effect is activated that targets a Lunalight monster you control, quick effect, you can banish it from your grave, negate the activation. If you do, each player gains 1,000 life, which is pretty cool. Blue Cat, because it doubles attack points if it's special summon, which can really help out. And then Purple Butterfly, you can send it from your hand to the grave, and then target a Lunalight monster you control, it gains 1,000 attack, which can really help out with Leo Dancer and Panther Dancer and the fusions. It can really help out them as well. And you can banish from your grave, and then special summon a Lunalight monster in your hand, which can kind of help out a lot with the Blue Cat. Then I play 3 copies of Ash Blossom as well. Ash Blossom is just kind of here to stop my opponent from doing things, and it can really help out just stopping your opponent so you can get your fusion plays off and stuff like that. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. So the spells are pretty good in the deck. The spells are, we play 3 copies of Called by the Grave because we just want to stop our opponent from hand trapping us. Double polymerization. I bumped polymerization up from 1 to 2 in the deck because we do play Lunalight Fusion as well. I play double Lunalight Fusion now. Some people just play 1. I think 2 is the optimal number. Maybe even 3. I've been playtesting around. Sometimes I want 3. You fusion summon a Lunalight monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. And if your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can also use 1 Lunalight monster in your deck or extra deck as fusion materials. So you can summon Lunalight Leo Dancer really easily by sending Panther Dancer to the graveyard and then using 2 Lunalight monsters you control or in your hand to the grave, which can really be helpful to summon Leo Dancer. 3 copies of Lunalight Perfume. Perfume is basically like Monster Reborn. You can target a Lunalight monster in your grave and special summon it, and then you can banish this card from your grave, then discard a card and add a Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand. Then I play 3 copies of Foolish Burial Goods to send Perfume and Serenade Dance to grave. 3 copies of Allure of Darkness because the majority of them are actually dark. And 3 copies of Fire Formation Tenki because they're all Beast Warriors. Like, I think we only play the Pendulum monsters are the only ones that aren't dark. They're light. So that's something that you have to keep in mind is these 5 are actually light. The rest of them are dark. So that really comes in, you got to remember that when you activate Allure of Darkness. So that's it for the spells, guys. Basically, we're playing Monster Reborns and Fusion spells to get off our plays as easily as possible. And we have so many search cards in this deck that it's ridiculous. This deck, it topped regionals recently when Azathoth was a thing because of Leo Dancer. But I think that this deck still has a lot of potential in it. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. Or trap, because we only play 1 trap. And that's 1 copy of Serenade Dance. Serenade Dance is interesting. I want to play it at 2, but I really don't. When a fusion monster is fusion summoned, you can activate this effect. You can target a card on the field and apply this effect in sequence. You can just special summon a Lunalight token that has 2,000, 2,000 to your opponent's side of the field, and then the target gains 500 attack points, and your opponent for each monster your opponent controls. So it can make your Lunalight monsters gain 500 attack, and it gives your opponent a token, which can kind of be okay, but if you don't get to attack your opponent, it kind of sucks. During your main phase, you can banish it from your grave. This is the cool effect, and why I play so many Foolish Burial Goods. You can send 1 Lunalight, you can send 1 card from your hand to the grave, and if you do special summon a Lunalight monster from your deck, which can be really important to special summon Blue Cat, because Blue Cat's on the card, to double the attack of Leo Dancer. I only ever need to do that once, because once I do it once, I'm going to OTK my opponent. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So we're going to be playing 2 copies of Leo Dancer. Leo Dancer is the big OTK maker of the deck. You have to use a Panther Dancer and 2 Lunalight monsters, or Kaleido Chick and 2 other monsters by sending Panther Dancer to the graveyard. But you also have stuff like Lunalight Fusion that really makes it really easy to summon, but it must be special summoned with the above fusion materials and cannot be special summoned other ways. It cannot be targeted or destroyed by an opponent's card effects, and this card can make a second attack during each battle phase, which is really big. And then once per turn, at the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. We can just board wipe your opponent, which is just really good. This card is so good. It was good when it came out, it's good now, and it helped win a regional. So, I mean, this card is so good. 2 copies of Panther Dancer. Panther Dancer is interesting. It takes a Cat Dancer to summon it, and it must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and then once per turn during your main phase, you can activate this effect. For the rest of the turn, the first monster your opponent controls that would be destroyed by battle is not destroyed, and also it can attack all monsters your opponent controls up to twice each. And this turn, when this card destroys the opponent's monster by battle, it gains 200 attack until the end of the battle phase. This card is really good as well. It's a good 2 of. I wouldn't play it probably at 3. And then I just play 1 Cat Dancer because sometimes I actually do want to go into Panther Dancer if my opponent fills up their whole board. You can go into Cat Dancer. Sometimes it's not as good. It's just used for fusion materials. 1 Saber Dancer. Saber Dancer is when you just have like 3 Lunalights in your hand and you need to summon it generically. It gains 200 attack for each Beast Warrior monster that is banished or in your grave, which it can get really big. It can get up to 36 really fast just off of fusion summoning it. And your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. And during your main phase, except turn this card was sent to the grave, you can banish this card from your grave and then target 1 fusion monster you control. It gains 3,000 attack, which can just OTK your opponent really fast and really fast. And it's really important to be able to do that as well. You can actually use that in tandem with your Kaleido Chick, to use Kaleido Chick and your Lunalight Fusion to send Panther Dancer to grave, and then use Lunalight Fusion to fusion summon Leo Dancer, then banish this and make it go up to 65, just to be able to OTK your opponent. And then if you had, like, for instance, the ideal hand, you'd have a Foolish Barrel of Goods as well. You could banish this from grave and then special summon Blue Cat and double it again to go up to 13,000, which would just be humongous. Borreload and Boral Sword you play because you can OTK your opponent with them, and it's just really good to be able to take your opponent's monsters. Unicorn to bounce stuff. Double Wee Witch, because like I said, just about everything's dark, and so we don't care. And the link arrows are really nice. Brother to the Firefist, Tiger King. I play this because it's an obnoxious platinumer, and it really goes well with our Beast Warrior monsters. When it's Dark Z-Summon, you can set a fire formation, which is going to be Tinky, and then once per turn, you can detach a material to negate the effects of all face-up effect monsters currently on the field except Beast Warriors until the end of the opponent's turn, which is really good, and that can win games on its own. Just being able to negate all effects on the field and skill drain the field except Beast Warriors, which the majority of the stuff, everything that we're going to be summoning just about that OTKs and it's a big combo piece is Beast Warriors. Baguska, just to stop our opponent, just in case we need it. Exotonite to blow board, and Abyss Dweller, just in case we need to stop our opponent with graveyard effects. So that's it for the deck, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this one. It's a really easy deck, and it's really quite budget. Like, it's really a budget deck besides the Borreload and Boral Sword, but basically, you don't even have to play them. You just need the Leo Dancer and the Lunalight monsters to be able to OTK your opponent. And do what you need to do. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a really, really fun deck. I hope you guys give it a shot. And actually, again, pretty budget. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad. Hit that big subscribe button in the center of your screen and hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys. DarkArmedDuelist, out.